Alright, so in this video, I'm going to go through how you turn things around after having a dip in performance as a sales rep. So this is going to be strategies that I've used myself that has turned things around for me, that helped me reach 20k months as a closer, but also strategies that I teach my team that I manage right now. So right now I manage a team of 10 sales reps, and you can imagine that I face these issues quite a lot, and this is something that is completely normal for a sales rep. But what actually differentiates a good sales rep compared to a great one is, number one, how quick they leave dip in performance, and number two, how often they get into one. All right. So in this video, I'm going to go through exactly that. And this is something that a lot of sales rep has experienced. I would say probably most sales rep do experience, is that you have had good results, but then out of nowhere, you just get into a slump and you cannot really figure out why. You've had the same activity, you do the same things on the calls, etc., but you just don't get the results. And what is very easy to start doing now is that you start over analyzing things, you start asking different questions, start changing too much in the process. But even though that's the exact same process that have given you results before, but now we start changing things. All right, that is the biggest mistake you can do, because when you get into deeper performance, it's usually in here. It's usually, I would say 99% of the time, it is mental. All right, it's something inside our thoughts, because results, they come from actions, and actions, they start with thoughts. So in order for you to actually change your results, you need to first change your thoughts. And usually, when you are in a slump, you actually have these negative thoughts. You start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt your sales process, you start to doubt the offer, whatever, and you start to just overthink. So that is actually the main thing that you're gonna have to change if you want to get out of a dip in performance. So the number one step that you have to do, the first step, is to identify that you have these negative thoughts, because most people, they're not conscious of their thoughts. They're not aware that they have these kind of thoughts. They just go on autopilot and they just go with the flow, right? They don't know that they think these things about themselves. So first of all, we need to be conscious. And how do we do that? Number one, I would say, just get rid of distractions. There's so many distractions out there. We have social media, we have YouTube, we have work as well. Like some people just get like so much work and then they never get the time to actually think. So what I would recommend is to stop listening to music when you're out on a walk. Just listen to your thoughts. When you are eating, stop, watching YouTube, whatever. Just identify and be conscious and aware of your thoughts. That would be the number one thing. But then there are other things that can help us speed up this process. For example, starting to meditate. Because when you do meditate, you basically rewire your brain. What you do is you clear all of your thoughts and your brain becomes more of a clear state. Okay. Number two is journaling. Journaling is an extremely powerful tool that you can use, because when you journal, you actually get your thoughts out of your head and down on the paper, and then it's so much easier for you to be aware of what you're actually thinking. That's going to help you a lot. And number three is something very standard. You start to work out, and I would say especially cardio, because this is actually scientifically proven that when you do cardio, you will your brain will actually benefit a lot more from it than just lifting weights, right? So those three things: start meditating, journaling, working out. That is very basic, but it helps you a lot to identify your negative thoughts. So the second step, when you have identified and become aware of your negative thoughts, is to replace those thoughts with positive one. So how do we do that? Number one thing that helped me a lot, and that I recommend all of my sales reps to do, is to start watching and listening to good calls again. All right, and this could be your own calls, or it could be someone else's calls. But this has to be a call that closes, and that has to be a call that there is like a good sales process. That is not just a lucky close. All right. So what's going to happen then is you're going to rewire your brain that this is how it should be, and then you're going to just because what is repeated is what we're going to believe. All right. So if we repeatedly do this over and over and over again, this is what we're going to believe. This is how it's going to be from now on. So another tip here is to start doing it first thing in the morning. Basically, when you start working, do it first thing in the morning, so you can come in with that energy throughout the whole day. That's the number one thing. Number two is pre-call affirmations. And I know a few people might think this is woo-woo, but actually it's not, because what we say to ourselves is what we're going to start to believe. So this is something that has helped me a lot, to before every call just have like a few affirmations that I tell myself, so I can get into the right state of mind. For example, I'm going to help this prospect make a better decision than they can make on their own. What we do change people's lives. I'm not here for the money, I'm here to help the prospect. Things like that, that's going to help you actually change your mindset around the calls, and you're going to have so much more belief in yourself after having that. Number three, visualization. And this is something I actually got from my sports background. So I have played football before, and I used to work with a sports psychologist that helped me with this, and he actually told me to visualize how I wanted the game to be. So I started doing that before each game, and that helped me a lot, because with visualization, what happens in your brain is that your brain starts connecting different things, and when your brain has these wires and this connection, it's going to be so much easier to actually do it in real life, because your brain thinks that it has already been there. So when you face a problem in the call that you've visualized, okay, I'm going to handle this objection, for example, then it's going to be so much easier for you to actually handle that, because you've already been there. Your brain actually thinks it has already been there. All right, so that's going to help you a lot if you actually visualize how you want the calls to be. So what kind of questions you ask, okay, how good you connect with the prospect, how you handle the objections, how you collect the payment, whatever. Right, just visualize all of these things, how you want the call to be, and it's going to be so much easier to actually get to that reality. Okay, and the fourth thing here is something that I see with a lot of sales reps that get into dips of performance, and that is that they have this desperation around it. They have this thing called commission breath, that the prospect can almost feel that they really need this sale, and that is the worst thing to have in sales. Okay, because when you get desperate, you just push everything away from you. All right, so what we need to do here is to remind ourselves of the dynamics of the call, okay, dynamics of the sales process, basically. And one way that I like to look at it is that the prospect, they have, what can they give us? Okay, they can give us commission, right? That's basically it. So for me and my offers that I run, it's about 500 euros. Okay, so the prospect can give us 500 euros. Okay, is that going to change your life? Not really. All right, if you're a sales rep, 500 euro here and there, not going to make a big change. Okay, but if you compare it to what we can give them, okay, I'm in the info product space, so with our courses, with our programs, we can basically change lives. So when you put it like that, what is more valuable, 500 euro or changing their life? Okay, who has the more power? Who has the more status? Obviously, it's us. Okay, they should come to us. But that's not how it is when you're desperate. Then you just put the prospect on a pedestal. Then you just chase them, right? It should be the other way around. And we should constantly remind ourselves of these things. So that is basically the number two step that you should do. So just to summarize, number one is you have to be conscious of your negative thoughts. Number two, you have to replace these negative thoughts with positive ones. Okay, but like I said in the beginning, the great sales rep, they, number one, they get out of dips in performance very fast, but number two, they rarely get into ones, okay, from the first place. So how do we prevent actually getting into a rut, actually getting into a slump in the first place? And it's pretty easy. Just do all of these things daily. Systemize this approach. Just get a habit of doing all of these things, and then you're not gonna get into a dip of performance. And when you do, you're gonna get out of it very easy. So these things has helped me a lot. It has helped my team a lot with getting out of dips in performance. So hopefully this helped you. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.